bring your attention into that central vertical power current or the hora line, right? We're breathing up from the earth and, using your conscious awareness to follow that movement of chi, right? So we're not just breathing with the, breathing air with our, auxiliary breath in the lungs. We're sort of breathing in the, chi energy up through that central vertical power current, right? As you're inhaling and you're coming up and actually through the center of your crown chakra out to the edges of the infinite universe, and we're exhaling and coming all the way back down. So let's just relax into our breath for a few moments before we continue. So nice to have you all here. Thank you. All right, for some of us, allowing the nervous system to settle a little deeper as you focus on your breath, breathing up through that central channel, exhaling and letting go whatever doesn't belong. And to those of you that are new, sometimes you may see me uh, breathing really heavy or moving my hands around. And what I'm doing is I'm clearing our energetic fields and purifying our container so that there is a more cohesive alchemical connection in the group, right? We're just sort of releasing any blockages or stagnation. I get nice and clear and nice and open and straight in that central vertical power current. We ask and allow by spiritual law and our oversouls to call in Padmasambhava to assist us in grounding, centering, balancing, and aligning. Oof, some of you may be feeling a little bit off kilter, so that's okay. Just continue to breathe, stay focused on your breath and relax. And I assure you that balance and that more prime alignment will start to anchor in. So we ask Padma to help ground, center, balance, and align our dimensions, central axis, and all of our inner spiritual planes. Clearing some of our central hara lines. Common thing for some of us and for people in general is we start to form sort of bends and breaks in that central current. And there's a couple spots that, are kind of typical. Usually you'll find, or I'll find in, a lot of clients or patients. And it's usually around the solar plexus, where the energy sort of breaks forward or backwards and sort of and oftentimes will reconnect at the second chakra or at the dantian. So just breathe through that solar plexus and see if you can just intend a materialize a more sort of straight uh, current of energy down straight through the solar plexus, and allow Padma Sambhava to assist us in this process. Today is a little more advanced practice, but it feels like you all are up to it. So I feel confident we'll make some progress. Great. Some of you who needed to make that correction are on their way. Thank you. We ask that Padmasambhava hand us over to Yeshishogol to oversee our magnetic grids and life force in a way that is just right for each of us today on our respective lands. You see how that affects our gravity and also gives us a little more awareness of that central axis. Oh, and for a couple of you, major realignment in your gravity. Now we don't want to push forward too fast. We really just want to relax into it, go nice and easy, allow a continuous, sort of consolidation and integration, right? So it doesn't tweak our nervous systems. There you go. Asking Yeshi Shogul to rotate us over to the Masters of the Covenant, who oversee our evolutionary energies in our field and align them with the greater energy field and structure that we inhabit. This can be sort of an unusual sensation. This may have an effect on our relationship to time and space. And because of the energy we're running, if that enhances some disorientation, let's come into that central axis. Take a very slow, steady, deep breath from your sacrum up that channel. And slowly exhale, dropping a little further down, grounding a little deeper. Oof. That's always a hard phase to get through. Good. Nice rotations. Smoothing cohesion between the group. And now we ask the Masters of the Covenant to rotate us over to the dove to preserve the individual integrity of our energy fields and balance between each other in a harmonic, alchemical way. And this is a bit more stabilizing. Now moving to the Bedouin to oversee the earth and the land of us and to adjust our physical body to balance our elements. Um, it- this part of the process will take some time. So we're balancing our elements. Earth. Some clearing will happen at this phase. Water, air, much better than last week. Great. And fire, bringing fire into balance. Oh, there we go. Great. We asked the Bedouin to purify our ego structures and bio physiologic imprints. Okay. So that feels like a pretty good setup. Everybody feels a bit more grounded, present, centered and balanced. So here is where things will start to get interesting. Sometimes the setup feels like a chore. That always seems to get bumped to the top of the list of chores. But when we get into a magical process, our relation to time and space doesn't seem to exist in the same way. It's like getting lost in a magical forest. So I want to take everybody on a little magical journey. Ooh, and I could already see everyone's field went from like, oh, we're working to, ooh, we're going to have fun now. All right. So let's start at the airport here in Kahului. I want everyone to jump on a plane. You've already arrived. You've collected your luggage and everyone's at the curb. And now I'm pulling up, right? Now I've put a lot of thought and time and creativity on how to spend these precious moments with all of you, whom I love so dearly. Now you're all loading into my ridiculously large pickup truck, and we head off for a ride. Some of you know this, others don't. I live in a very remote location on the side of Haleakala, side of a volcano, dormant for now, in a very magical land called Kalpo. 600 years ago, 95% of the Hawaiian population lived in my area, only in Kalpo. They knew the importance of the power of this land. Over time, that knowledge got lost, and so did the inhabitants. As we get further from town, clearly the energetics and the felt sense of the collective start to shift, like moving into a different atmosphere. It kind of gives you goosebumps because you know you're getting into it, or moving into an adventure. You're past the outskirts of familiarity. And what starts to happen in your mind and in your energy field is you start to move a little closer to the quantum field. Belief structures start to fade as we become uh, more open to anything and everything, to all and everything, to potential, to surprises, to spontaneous events and experiences. And you can see the energetics are getting a little deeper now. The terrain totally changing. We're moving through multiple different ecosystems, and it's getting more and more powerful, more and more rich, more and more exotic. A little bit of clearing. Some of you are dropping even deeper. If you tune into the group, you can feel that energy that was sort of a bit more dense in the solar plexus is starting to relax. It's great. The sounds and the smells give you a felt sense of being on the earth, in nature, on nature's time, and in nature's space. And as we slow down, as we enter the trail, the dirt road that goes up into Haleakala, where I reside, everyone becomes silent and more perceptive. It's kind of awe-inspiring. And it instills a different sensation in the body. Sometimes it might even upwell some fear. Rest assured, this is exactly where we're supposed to be. Oh, now the energetics are getting very exciting. You can start to feel the textural lusciousness of the alchemy of us together coming onto this land. Now, as we come up to the threshold, it's important that we take a moment to acknowledge where we are, the sacredness of the land, the sacredness of each other, and be attentive to why we're all here, right? What we're trying to create, what is our intention, right? It's not exactly just to enjoy the dragonflies and monarch butterflies and grasshoppers and beautiful trees and the rainbows that seem to come day after day, but to really reunite and reawaken that dormant connection, right? That magic in our DNA that allowed us to think and feel and breathe with the earth, to nourish and become nourished by the earth and the rich, luscious soil. Now, this is kind of an expansive property. and it's very protected physically, psychically, and spiritually. It's something I work on continuously, not just for me, but for also my neighbors. This is a safe zone, a energetic hospital, if you will, a place to deeply relax. Take a moment to take it in as we drop in an octave or two deeper. There are some places on this land I would not risk taking all of you, and there are others that we can immensely enjoy. First, we're going to go to down below, right, where we can turn around and look at the expansive outline of Haleakala, the Kaupo Gap, and all the waterfalls. 11, I believe, at best. We're on an open pasture. We're with my horses next to the stables I recently built. This is a very expansive and, gosh, breath-defying place and experience. It is majestic and instills a sense of benevolence in you. There is no other way to care for this land other than in benevolence. It all but commands it in you. Here we're going to all lay down and take a rest from our journey, from the intense collective busyness. And sort of jolting energetics of being somewhere like the airport. Here we'll do a little clearing. Some of you are still holding tight in your extremities, your arms and legs. And it's not about, forcing things to open up, right? It's just suggesting it with intention and following a smooth, continuous, almost electrical flow, right? From your dantian or dantians. We can focus on our lower dantian and allow that energy to fill, repair, and start to um, flow with some continuity through all of our meridians, through our arms and legs, right? So, it's like that sensation of being in the ocean on a beach where there's a reef barrier, so there aren't really any waves, and you're in the shallow. Take a deep breath, and you exhale, and you allow your body to touch the sand under the water. And it's just like that sensation of slowly sinking into the sand as we drop into the nourishing sustenance of the soil. Breathing the fresh air, smelling the pureness of the environment, allowing it to electrify your fields. Giving awareness to the life and aliveness all around and within you. Ah, this is where some of us remember how joyful life can be, how carefree and easygoing, how challenges are just another opportunity for self expression through our own beautiful individual essence. Somehow, all the, for lack of a better word, bullshit from life starts to drop off and fade away as we become more and more awakened and more online, rejuvenated. Here's where we call, well, actually, I misspoke. We're going to take a short walk. Right? This was sort of an introduction to the land. We're going to move somewhere on the property where the energetics are a little different, where they're a little more pure, a little more powerful. Just breathe and relax. I'm taking I'm taking us there energetically. This may induce a little clearing because this area is a little more purifying. And we're asking the ancestors permission, as we will need to enter this place. So for that, I'd like everyone to hold the vibration of gratitude in your heart centers. Not so serious. It's like a playful, loving gratitude. And that's usually all they require. Now we're going to call in the druids and my highest magical entourage. Allowing your minds to relax, dropping in a little deeper. We'll be silent here for some time. Allowing the druids to give each and every one of us a felt sense of their connection to life, to all that is, to the freedom to move and create in harmony and joy. Collaborate and, when needed, to deeply restore and rejuvenate, purifying the soil of us, strengthening our roots and presence, grounding us deeper, moving through our skin, through our muscles, connective tissue, into our bones, into our atoms and molecules. Breathing through the space within the space of us. Mm. A little bit of this goes a long way. So top yourselves off, drink it in, sending love and gratitude to the ancestors, to the druids, to the earth, and to the soil of us. And we're moving with deep gratitude back down the property and over to the orchard. A little bit of integration and consolidation. The orchard is a great place to go after a practice like this. There's fruits you can just eat right off the trees. There's water. There's sort of dark, cool nooks and crevices and tunnels through the banana trees. The horses are grazing. The dogs are having fun and hopping through the grass, coming back in, fully integrating and consolidating. Take your time. We went pretty deep there. We went really deep there. But now you can feel, and maybe you can sense in some way, either kinesthetically or maybe you have some other more dominant sense perception. The alchemical reaction, the alchemy within your own field, its individuation, yet interaction with the alchemical connection to the group, the earth. It's much more pure, it's purified, it's much smoother, it's much more grounded. It's much more stabilizing. There's a richness and a steadiness to it that allows us to stay more grounded, right? to source more life force and to feel more joy, more love. And we're all not all quite back yet. Get everybody grounded, consolidated, and integrated.